Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'd like to thank all of my subscribers for your comments, your support and your lovely energy. I'm very grateful to you all for making this such an enjoyable journey for me so far, lovely experience, and I hope that you enjoy the readings that I'm doing for you today. I've just done a reading on Prince George. One of my subscribers asked me to look at him, do a reading on him. I've just done that. Do go and look at it if you're interested. And I thought after I'd done that that I would do exactly the same spread for Archie in California. Poor little Archie. I'm using the Tarot Nova. I have shuffled and I'm going to cut the deck now. I have 7 questions, just a very simple little spread that I'm doing today. Just looking at these 2 royal children and getting an idea of who they are, their relationship with their parents, their gifts, talents that they've brought into this life, the challenges, lessons that they may have to learn, their relationship with each other, between the 2 branches of the royal family, the Sussexes and the Cambridges, and life purpose. Why they're here, what are they here to do, their mission, basically. And I asked when I was shuffling for this particular reading, I did not ask this for Prince George because we're all certain that he is well cared for and happy and content and safe. But I asked when I was shuffling for the cards to please give me at the bottom of the deck a card, just a check-in with Archie right now, for how he is physically, emotionally. And I have got the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck, which is not a very happy card to see. That's the card of someone that feels trapped. It can be a card of fear. And I'm getting a very, very bad energy off this card. I did a while back do a reading on welfare checks in Montecito, allegedly, and here I have to throw in my caution. This is a tarot reading. This is just for entertainment purposes. These are my opinions, and this is all alleged. I did a reading on alleged welfare checks that were done in Montecito, called in possibly by Doria. This card confirms worst fears, Ace of Swords. Very upsetting card. Very, very upsetting card. So, let us see what else these cards want to tell us. What is his personality? The card that best represents his personality, my goodness, the Emperor. That's a very reassuring sign. I don't think that Archie is going to be king one day. A lot would have to go wrong. Many terrible things would have to happen. But it does look like Archie is going to be the master of his own destiny. Major Arcana. Major Arcana came out for Prince George as well. He's a powerful person. He really is a powerful person. And would have to be, to take on the karma, the role that he has taken on in this life to be born into, in my opinion, the situation, the circumstances that he has been born into. Egotistical, sure, he's going to be very, very full of himself, we could say. He's certainly going to not be a shy, retiring person. We saw that in the Prince George reading as well. Do go and have a look and see how Archie popped up in that reading. But not a shy and retiring person, not a person who's going to hang back. This is take charge, can-do attitude. Here I am. Let's get the show started. Let's get busy. Let's do things. He's going to do things. And in a leadership role, the Emperor is the leader. And very powerful leader. So that is very, very interesting energy to come out here. He may not be happy right now, but he's come out in the upright, very healthy energy, very positive energy. So, $1 million question really. What is his relationship like with his mother? Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. It's not an abundant and stable relationship. Knights, of course, are action, activity, and the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse is really something that stops. It's a slow-moving knight. It's the knight that's slow but steady in the upright. In the reverse, it's the knight that grinds to a halt. So it could say that this relationship actually at some stage will, in some way or other, grind to a halt, that she won't necessarily be a very presence in his life. No bad thing in my opinion, just a tarot reading. But it's unstable energy, essentially, regardless of whether the relationship goes on and is an everyday together relationship, sharing the same domestic environment, the same home. Regardless of that, this is unstable. This is unreliable energy. He does not perceive his mother as the source of nurturing. And I'm sorry, the husky is now whining at the door wanting to be let out. He's just woken up. And he's deaf, so I can't communicate with him and tell him to please just be quiet for a little bit while I finish this reading. And we'll just have to persevere. But she is not a source of stability in his life, essentially. Not a source of nurturing, not a source of support, not a source of financial support. She is not going to be a reliable mother. She's going to be a mother who, my opinion, hooks up with different men, in and out. Archie is going to be the kid that bounces between relatives in school holidays because mom's got a new boyfriend or mom is wherever she is and can't be bothered, my opinion. Prince Philip, we must all remember, for very different reasons, had a similar upbringing where he was shared between relatives, very kind and loving relatives, and he turned out just fine. So Archie is going to turn out just fine too, by the looks of the Emperor right there in the middle. What's his relationship with his father like, with Prince Harry? Much better, King of Pentacles. Very solid energy. This is the Earth sign man. This is Prince Harry. And in this reading, Prince Harry is actually showing up as a king, which he hardly ever does in readings. He's showing up as solid, as stable, as there, as supportive, loyal, abundant, generous. And so Archie at least has one parent on his side, in his corner, as he grows up. And very likely, from this energy, he will be spending the bulk of his time with the King of Pentacles and hardly any time at all with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And I'm sure we're all grateful for that. And absolutely relieved, in my case, to see that. So now, what gifts has Archie brought with him? Talents, positive things that he's here. What blessings? 8 of Wands. He's a communicator. 8 of Wands. Very energetic, as we've seen already from the Emperor. But he's going to be somebody who does things, who gets things going. The 8 of Wands unblocks things that are blocked, bursts through, gets things done with very healthy, positive energy. And as I say, it is the communicator. It's someone who really is very fond of sending out messages, communicating, being out there and talking to people, listening to people, hearing what they have to say. Very dynamic energy. These cards, he's going to be very, very dynamic. And I'm getting a very interesting personality coming through here. So far we've just all seen him as an object of pity that we want to rescue. But don't worry about Archie. He's come with talents, with gifts, with blessings, and with a father who will do the right thing by him, according to that card anyway. So the tricky question in this reading, and the spread that I've designed for these children, what challenges is he going to have to face? Lessons is he going to have to learn? Difficulties for him? We get the 7 of Wands. He's going to feel at times in his life that he is under media scrutiny, that he's under attack You can see how the cat is being attacked there. In the Seven of Wands in the upright, the cat was able to defend itself. In the reverse, the cat feels vulnerable, defenseless. There's going to be a lot that this poor boy is going to read in the press as he grows up. It's all out there. We know what's out there because we see it every day on social media, Tumblr, Twitter, wherever, and YouTube. You know, here I am adding to it. I'm adding to the noise that surrounds him. He's going to be made aware of it, and he's going to feel very exposed in time as he matures, as he grows up. He's going to go through tremendous difficulty because of that. Difficulty that I would say both Prince William and Prince Harry will understand very well because of the difficulties, very similar difficulties that they went through when they were young teens, when parents were writing books and giving interviews, and the whole world was hearing very intimate conversations that had been recorded by press that should not have recorded them. Every gory detail of their relationship and their relationships with other people spread all across the media. Same thing for Archie. It's going to be difficult for him. He's going to have to toughen up, and he's going to have to learn to be resilient and to survive it and to not fight back, because it's not a fighting back energy, but just to endure, to cope with it. And hopefully he'll have good people around him who will help him to do that. So this question here is, what's his relationship going to be like with the Cambridges? In general, the Cambridges, in particular, possibly Prince George, but we'll see. We'll see what the cards want to say. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Very different energy to what came out in Prince George's reading. This is feeling like fortune is against you. He's going to feel hard done by in relation to the Cambridges, and that is entirely understandable. Major Arcana, they got all the luck, they got the looks, they got the line, the place in the line of succession, they got the parents who are stable and well adjusted and kind and nurturing and sober, all in my opinion. The marriage that will endure through thick and thin, the parents that will always be together through whatever life throws at them, seemingly from what we've seen so far anyway. The castles, the wealth, the honours and the glory. And Archie is going to have to scrap for a living out there in California, although he has the King of Pentacles, and I'm sure the King of Pentacles has got plenty of pentacles to share with Archie. But Archie is going to feel as if he drew a bad hand, that life dealt him a difficult hand in comparison with his cousins, his Cambridge cousins. It's going to be quite galling for him to see how they thrive and prosper, and for him to see how difficult his life is in comparison, and from the very beginning how difficult his life has been. All the weirdness around his birth, the weirdness around his life in Montecito, everything about his life is just weird and difficult. And we did see this Eight of Swords, that he does feel trapped in these circumstances, and to some extent I would say throughout his life he is going to feel trapped in these circumstances and feel that fortune is against him, fate is against him. What is his life path, his mission, his purpose? What is he here to do? And we get the Ace of Wands. And that's a difficult energy because it's a frustrated energy. It's lots of plans and schemes with the Ace of Wands. Brilliant ideas, very energetic, very convincing, very positive, enthusiastic. Come on, everyone, roll our sleeves up, off we go. We see it with the Emperor, we see it with the Ace of Wands. But he's going to struggle to manifest things. And here is of course, the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. His life path is, he's going to feel thwarted in what he feels his true life path should be, Emperor. I guess Mother is going to be dropping some poisonous words in his ear from time to time about who's the rightful king and who should be sitting on the throne and all of that. And so he is going to feel that he at some level is thwarted in his plans and schemes and his goals and the path that he should be taking. And so there is going to be some frustration around him as his life goes on. So there are some difficult cards showing up in Archie's reading, which he will have to have help with and guidance with, so that he doesn't end up sour and disappointed and feeling hard done by and feeling frustrated and thwarted. And that all this energy that he has and these gifts, this real gift of communication and of leadership and enthusiasm, this gift isn't put to good use. And so that doesn't really answer the question of the life path and the mission so much as say that he is going to feel frustrated in finding a purpose, in finding a path to follow, in finding things to do, things to feel passionate about, things to fire other people up about, things for himself to commit to, and feel that he really wants to put all this energy into whatever it is, whatever idea he comes up with. Can he stick to it? Is it worth putting effort into? Resilience needed here. And resilience is going to be needed by Archie to cope with these somewhat difficult circumstances that he finds himself in. And with that, sending him a lot of love, a lot of positive energy and care and concern. And I will see you on the next reading.